has covered themselves from the Timber with Gyro in one lane, Enchantress in the other. I think in the big picture team fights, the Wraith King factor will enable a lot of the damage that Alliance is trying to bring into the fight. So it's all on Nika Baby and S4 being in the, kind of the front line, which they normally are. And for Nigma, it's their way of taking the fight is kind of bait out the Gyro, make them collapse on him. Io comes back in, saves the day, then suddenly you have ET on top, Storm on top. So yeah, the team fights in this game should be phenomenal. I think this will be a very good game, and both teams have like the most comfortable drafts for themselves.
Yeah, the S4 Timber.
Exactly. It's going to be completely on how they're performing in the day. I think, yeah, it's... I don't know. It's very close. Both teams looking good.
Comfort draft for both.
I'd say lanes are going to affect this match more than typically, specifically mid, Storm versus Sand King. I think it's got to be Storm favored, but we'll see. Like, I have yet to see Sand King demonstrate it's a real mid hero, not just niche with a Dark Seer and a hard carry and support.
Yeah.
This is a bit awkward. This is literally just Tiny was banned, replacing it with the next best. I'm not a huge believer in that.
Oh, let's find out how this game is going to play itself. We're ready for game one. Together with Odie Pixel and Fogged.
Thank you very much, Shiva. Yeah, should be an excellent one here. Alliance versus Nigma. Fogged, we've seen the lineups. What do you sort of make of it? The panel seems to reckon a lot of fighting, a lot of action. Who's going to come out on top, though?
Oh man, I don't know. A lot of scaling potential on the side of Nigma. However, lots of stuns, lots of team fighting on Alliance. And I think this mid matchup is going to be the biggest one for me, like how it's going to end up going. I've never seen Sand King versus that Storm. I'd imagine Storm should be able to do quite well. I don't think you're going to get bullied too much as long as you get some help around the ruins and, you know, you're not just completely left alone. However, like overall in the game plan, there's a lot of setup stun for that Storm Spirit. Like he's going to have a tough time getting in and out. And on the side of Nigma, they don't really have many stuns whatsoever. It's like an ET stop, a Vortex, a missile. It's quite limited.
Yeah, that is true. And talk about the ET, a good game to push the ET up to the core position, have mind control player here on the offlane.
It'll give them extra damage. I think that's the biggest thing, is that I've seen a lot of these Timber Saws just be unkillable. When you have Gyro, Io, and ET, you have all this amplified for the magic damage. It's going to make that hero bleed. It's going to make that hero look a lot more vulnerable than usual. And in lane, you know, if the skeletons do get summoned and all that, you get the extra damage, the extra armor. You might be able to punch back. That being said, though, Wraith King and Snapfire, I've seen this lane a lot now, and it's scary. The crit combination with the -8 armor, with the Blightstone and Little Shredder, it's potent. But yeah, we'll see how this all works, because it's a little bit of a difference in the way they actually normally play, right? Kuroki's playing an Enchantress and they have an Io, so they don't really have these active heroes early on. It's going to be dependent on if Kuro gets a creep for him to really make any moves or just secure the lane very nicely.
No, for sure, yeah. All of Nigma's early game moves are going to be entirely around what their cores really set up themselves.
I'm going to stare at mid, though, because I think this is going to be really important.
Okay. I mean, you know,
seeing the first few waves.
You know, we know Miracle knows how the hero plays. He was one of the ones to bring it out first, the mid Sand King, so he'll know exactly what he's up against.
So, yeah. He just needs to hit him a lot, right? Like, if you're the Storm, you just hit the Sand King in the early phase. You know he's gone caustic, so you try to just keep him down low and just keep him always constantly harassed. And then it's going to be dependent on who gets those water runes, if they get checked or not. Yeah, I think at like level 3 and 4, when Vortex gets online, it gets quite a bit harder for the Sand King. But Limp might be able to do something special, because I haven't seen this matchup much.
Sure. Now we'll see how much Limp can pressure Miracle in this mid. Or if Miracle is going to be able to deal with it and nuke the way back with the Remnants. Top lane S4. Oh, he's dead. First blood for GH up here as Nigma. They'll get the first bit of action as S4. Yeah, it's just, you know, he's having a tough time. That they were fully able to sort of zone them back away from the lane. You see S4's XP, he's barely touched a creep at the moment.
Yeah, just the missile and the right clicks, and it's a scary lane, because, you know, we know how Timber works. You know, you're level 3, you're going to be pretty unkillable with reactive. However, Io and Gyro, there's a pretty big amplify, a 10% spell amp, 50 attack speed granted to Gyro. It might be that little difference maker that can just push S4 out, as Hunskin might just die here too with this missile.
They're running him down. S4's not going to be able to do anything to stop GH from just right-clicking the Hanscan out of the lane. Another kill here for the duo of Nigma.
And Kuroki, he has actually found himself a very good creep, the Harpy Stormcrafter. So the spam will come out, but he might actually die. He steps up into the two of them.
All right, here's Alliance able to kick back on the other side of the map. Of course, that strong duo, as you said, this Wraith King Snapfires, certainly going to pack a punch if Nigma's heroes get out of position. We'll see over by the runes. Limp's able to get him with the Burrow Strike. We'll be able to take that ball refill away from Miracle. Miracle's going to try and get aggressive back onto Limp. Limp is still having the water rune in the bottle, and backup is in for Miracle. Limp popping the water rune, trying to get away. They're going to be able to take him out. So GH with some smooth moves already, backing up Miracle in the mid lane and making sure that he wins that fight around the rune.
We saw them do this the other day too when they played the IO. GH very quick TP toward the mid lane to be able to help out Miracle. He actually buys himself his own bottle too to secure runes and just keep his gyro nice and healthy. A nice rotation. And Limp was doing good in the lane. Like these first few levels, they're important, but now, Vortex is going to be online. He has to be a little cautious. We'll bring his own sentry just in case Miracle does bring one of his own. And they have to watch out for these TPs. I mean, this IO, these little moves that you can make, they have to try to punish AlcodeTV if he does.
Now, so CS in the mid lane, still very even between the two, 11-4, 11-3, between Limp and Miracle.
Line controls hit level 3. Now the lane starts to become pretty dominant for this ET. Just gets a couple swings off and he can turn and kill. He has this increased armor too.
I mean, they're going to try and get aggressive onto him. So, yeah, he can punch back just as hard, really, even though they have the minus armor debuff themselves.
Kind of matches, right? Like he gets plus, like he actually had +7 and he got -8. So it actually like completely nullified the entire little Shredder and Blightstone when he has his spirit out. So an interesting approach from Nigma to counteract that minus armor in lane.
That's true. And it's working. I mean, we're seeing him just being able to completely free farm down in mind control. 25 CS, top CS at the moment as the offlane ET.
And Nico Baby, I think he might actually have to bring the chainmail out quite soon because these punches are starting to hurt every time he walks out. He does buy it now. He's gonna take some time to get over there, and Kuroki, he'll have a chance to be able to snipe
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Seeing continuing to struggle.
Yeah,
he's getting a little bit.
It's a very hard lane.
But yeah, it's quite a lot of damage that is coming up. Just that little bit of I mean, now it's 2 points.
Mind control, he's trying to run in aggressively. He's got stick charges. He's going to start punching back into Nico Baby. One more hit's going to do it. Mind control gets the kill. And he's actually standing his ground, just doing as much damage as he can to FNG on the way out. As Kuroki, has he got this with the impetus? Not quite enough. FNG will live. But another trade down bottom. I mean, Mind Control, sure, he loses his life, but he's able to live, get the kill onto Nico Baby, and just continuing to really pressure this Wraith King now.
He's 31 last hits. That's pretty crazy. The gyro not getting pressured in the same manner at all by the Timbersaw and the Lion. He's still having a much tougher time up here. So great start here for Nigma. I'm so surprised that Limp's actually doing very well. So I guess I haven't seen the matchup much. So
sure.
He's able to hold his own even though he does get that rotation. It's Hunskin. The missile, it's gonna finish him.
Oh no. F in the chat.
I will have my revenge.
Already 2k gold lead off of these just early moves. Now it's level 1.
That's fine. It should be alright. He's got a fair few creeps tanking the rocket barrage. And also the tower punching into RTW, so Nigma won't be able to dive any further.
So many one charges. They had 16 on ILTW. They have 13 up on GH. So they can continue looking to put this pressure onto S4. And S4, you can't ever slow them down. And his, Wraith King is getting slowed down. So this early game is feeling a little bit rough right now for Alliance.
There's 2k difference at the moment. Pressure on Limp. See what he can do after having a solid start. He's been able to farm mid, but he hasn't obviously been able to slow down Miracle's own farm. So eyes on Limp to really get the moves made here from this mid Sand role.
He's not getting help checking the runes either. He's checking it by himself. He will get lucky, get the DD top as Kuroki is still sitting around mid.
Money changes hands.
And Limp will just be smart. He'll just stick to the jungle for now. Doesn't want to get ganked up as Kuro does have that Centaur at the ready. He does step out of position. I think S4 is going to look pretty vulnerable this game, I got to be honest. In most of the games when he's played the Timber, he's looked pretty, just unkillable.
Sure.
As soon as he gets the hood, he just can't die. But this damage increase that Nigma does have, it's really strong. And they already got such good levels on both of them.
And even in general, if he did have a better start, this would still be one of those games where Nigma just have the heroes to fight a Timber.
Absolutely, yeah. With the ET even being able, since he's core, he doesn't have to go for Stomp early. He's going to have even more points in the natural order, which works. It works so good. They're actually two best heroes you want to pair ET with. It's actually Storm and Gyro, because they're both mixed damage, right? They're physical and magical
Dire's middle
in several
tower
different
is
ways.
under
The
attack.
first move, though, Limp, as well as Hanskin, they're making it toward top.
Let's see what they can do. If they can
Actually bring in the snap, too.
I mean, this has got to work out for Alliance. They're putting a lot of resources into this. 4 heroes up to the top.
16 wands. Let's see if they can actually go for it.
See if Lim can get the jump. We're going to have Miracle up here as well. He's ready for the response. Already to make the movement over towards RTW. Can they burst the Gyro down low? He's getting low. The backup tip from Miracle. RTW will fall though. As Alliance, they get the kill. Now can they get out? That's the question. FNG will fall in return. GH getting focused by S4 on Lim. S4 able to take him down. As they'll get 2 Alliance, and so will Nigma. It's a 2 for 2, but now the representative revved up. Lim gets in under Miracle and makes sure that Alliance come out on top of the trade as they take down 3.
And they're going to get the stack too. This is huge for Alliance. Limp's like, all right, S4, you're having a bit of a tough one. I'm going to give you this so you get your hood finished up at a good time so you can maybe actually sustain versus all this damage. A big hit from Alliance. They break their bottom lane. The Wraith King was having trouble. He actually moves mid, but it's a good hit as they will also clean up Miracle on top of GH and AlcodeTV.
This one's got to be a bit careful. See, they've got the magical damage to take him out. As they will. So straight back to lane, and they'll be able to take him out. So RTW back to picking up the kills.
And I think we're all going to be very happy in this game, though, because it looks like we're going to have just constant fighting for both sides. 5 to 8 already, 13 kills, 8 minutes.
Top tower is under attack.
Yeah, Limp. His blink's going to be fast.
It's close.
So the moves around the map, he's going to be able to make constant moves, constant pressure to make space for Nico Baby that he needs. The lane was a little rough for him, so that's going to be the enabling factor. And there's just so many stuns. That's the thing we do always have to talk about for Alliance versus the Storm. Miracle's going to have a bit of a rough time in the game.
Yeah, not an easy one for him.
I'm just looking forward to Briefcase. I don't know about you. I mean, seeing Titan getting some pretty good farm.
And this is the way to go, right? Just straight into the Ags. You've already got the movement speed with the phase and the wind lace. You're ready to run people down. You just got to make sure you're able to stay alive.
Yeah, I don't like the... I saw some people doing like your meteor hammers and your echo sabers. If you're getting free lane, you just go the Ags. You're into so many stuns, so much magic damage. Timber Saw and Sanking can actually be really disruptive, but when you get your Ags, you don't got to worry about all that. So some downtime here, but Alliance with Link, he's sitting behind mid, just waiting for any move that if it comes to Nico Baby.
Yeah, they're trying to bait. See if they fall for this Nigma as Nico Baby shows on the wave. Miracle steps up. I mean, you know, Limp, he'll be ready to dive the tower if he sees an opportunity here.
Dire's middle tower.
He's ready.
He's ready.
He's at the ready.
Dire's structure.
It's an arcane rune too, so it'll be a very nice cooldown for it if he does connect.
I mean, Miracle's being, just careful enough to make sure that Limp can't quite find the chance to jump him.
Dire's middle
GH pinged it right away. Yeah. Caught a glimpse of him for a second there with the creeps. As the tower, it's dying though. Just the skeleton.
It is, yeah. When Miracle having to sit back and not being able to sort of grab the aggro off the objective. A lot of damage done. 10 minutes in this, tier 1 just a push away from falling. Limp is going to be able to find an overpower in, haste rune, and he's straight up to the top lane. He's going to look for an easy kill here. Straight in onto Kuro. Easily able to take down the Enchantress with the burst between the two of them. So Alliance can now look to continue this pressure. Put some pressure now to the top tier 1 tower as well.
I love that. I mean, these moves from Alliance have just, they got S4 back in the game because he was having a tough laning start, but these rotations from Limp on point. Immediately going toward mid too. Quick port rotation. Also pointing out, he did find a Fairy's Trinket, so the dream for these Sand Kings.
I'm still trying to, as you say, come back and find something around it, but it seems like Nigma's being very careful to not lose someone to this movement that Alliance keep trying around the mid tower.
They're just playing it very safe with where they're farming, right? Miracle now farming in the jungle, the Gyro and the IO playing in the defensive side of the jungle the most of the time. Now they'll swing back top because they are aware of that Sanking rotation happening. And GH also pointing out, he does have a shovel, so probably one of the most fortunate items you can get on your IO. Mangoes and salves aplenty.
Now Miracle standing by here at the mid lane.
Dire's structures
not quite having the Orchid done. They're going to see if they can take the tower tonight after this fortification.
Skeletons. Too much.
Too much damage there for them to try and find the hit between. So Alliance will manage to find a good timing here on the tier 1 mid. 11 minutes in. 2 tier 1s already taken down by Alliance.
S4 getting all the space, already up to level 9 now, just from these little moves that they have done. FNG has soaked bottom the whole time too. He's actually pretty close to Solar Crest, so some good stuff from Alliance. And Nigma though, they're playing the Greek game. They're playing that farm, so they are staying a little bit ahead in the gold. Alliance making some good objective moves.
course, at this stage, RTW with the backup of GH's eye, you know, they will be able to farm a little bit more efficiently than Nico Baby can quite now. A bit of a catch-up game for him. Obviously, that will change once he has the Radiance done, and is going straight for that Radiance rush after the phase boost. No armlet here on the build-up today. 2,300 into the towards the relic. See Limp actually cleaning up some of the Ancients here with the help of Hansken. Making sure that, you know, ideally he is going to get that Yules at a timing that's not going to fall, you know, too far after the Orchid. Obviously, the Orchid is already done. So there is this window now where they have to be a little careful. Miracle will be ready to turn up, and he's got that first time. He's got that boost to his damage output.
Yeah, no, the Limp, as we said, having such an excellent game, you know, you don't want to just be a Blink as your mid laner. Your Blink stun and then you just get caught and killed. You want to be able to reset, go again in afterwards. So he does want to be able to finish this one up as Nigma, they're kind of hunting for the fight. As long as they don't get initiated on too poorly, they have an overwhelming amount of damage. Natural Order is maxed. Overcharge is maxed. So 16% spell amp plus the crazy amp from the Spirit too. Storm and Gyro will thrive. So Alliance just has to be prepared for the move. As they're sitting around FNG, like they're actually giving FNG a lot of farm priority to get.
No, they are, yeah.
Radiant
FNG is like, protect me, boys. You stay up there smoked. I'll continue to farm in this lane. Control. They've got the epicenter ready to go straight in onto it. Mind Control doesn't stand a chance. There's the jump of Alliance.
You don't get to win.
As they protect their 5-position snapfire. Right? They cover the area for the snap to finish up the solar. I love it.
Now, with these moves, you're closing that net worth gap. Still overall, ILTW holding a strong point at the top.
The Nico Baby catching up.
Yes, closing in on the relic. Very, very close now. No pressure really being brought over to him, so making very good use of the space and control. Alliance, the team has been able to keep it their half of the map.
Wonder if Nigma tries to take advantage of the fact that that epicenter is down. It is a big chunk of the damage. They know the Wraith King is farming, but they're, I mean, looks like they're just content with farming as well too, since they have that IO Gyro farming at a bit of a faster pace. Maybe wants to go for that main item for the Gyro before they really just hammer it through, but it's giving a lot of time for Alliance to get back up, and then Nico maybe can turn up to the fights himself. And he'll have a solo crest behind him as FNG. He's got it finished. 14 minutes. Not bad. Not bad at all.
I mean, and is there going to be a timing in this game that one of the teams is more necessary for them to play towards? Like when you look at sort of how this game can go on with the cores involved?
I actually do want to see Alliance get a little bit more active.
Sure.
It's a Wraith King who, you know, he's great carry and all that, but he is a little alone versus two very hard scaling cores. Storm and Gyro will scale just a little bit harder, especially too because they have these auras and all these buff ups. So, but we want to see Alliance hunting a bit more, and they are on the hunt right now with this new solar.
I'll see who they can catch here from Nigma. There's Nigma on the high ground and heading towards them. They're going to be spotted out here, Alliance, so Alliance won't be able to make the jump.
I feel like, yeah, Nigma is just like, they're idly waiting, they're just chilling, right? I think if they get the Aghanims on the ET, they get this timing on the Gyro with BKB, it's going to be a pretty tough thing for Alliance to just battle into. Like, these BKBs are going to be very detrimental to the side of Alliance. They're kind of all magical, besides that Wraith King. And even then, like, he's a Radiant, so he is quite a bit of magical himself, too. So the ET with his Ags is pretty much a BKB, and the Storm and the Gyro are both getting BKB. So it does feel like that timing might get a bit scary for Alliance.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing Alliance, they are trying to find something. They're making the moves.
They are.
Nigma's just not really leaving the opportunity open there for Alliance to get the jump on them. So absolutely, Alliance definitely going to be feeling that the heat is on, the pressure is there for them to try and get something going, but it's just proving to be a little too hard to catch Nigma by surprise at this moment in the game as Nigma managed to avoid each of their moves here.
Radiance is online for Nico Baby, so that's caught up quite decently. He's about to have, so he has a way to protect himself versus that Orchid. Now we might see Alliance just really hunt even harder. But hey, Nigma might just be ready to battle back, as I think
they are.
The BKB done.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy now. Yeah, sure, you've hit the Radiance timing on the Wraith King. ILTW turning up with a BKB in the backup of GH's IO. It's not easy for Alliance to run into a 5v5 here.
No, it's all these items coming together at the same time. Yeah, GT Ags is in 300. Max Spirit. He's got his 20 attack speed talent too. All right, let's see if they can actually evade. Let's see if they can get a successful evasion. This Nigma's kind of just been reading it. Interesting.
They just, stack after stack here for ILTW. It's getting insanely farmed, and Mind Control's out just in time before Nico Baby finds him hidden in the trees.
Oh, what a dream pickup. Who's going to get the shawl this game? Nigma gets a shawl versus all this magic damage. That's pretty nice. Okay, they're giving it to Mind Control. And there's the axe. Let the briefcase begin.
All right, but it'll be interesting to see, though, you know, if Nigma, you know, do want to fight with these items that they've got, or if they are sort of content in saying, you know what, let's just keep farming.
Yeah, they might. They might just sit back and chill, honestly. Maybe wait till, I mean, Miracle's getting close to BKB, too. He probably wants that versus this Lion and Snapfire. Once he has BKB, like, these two heroes can't do much of anything unless they get the jump on him. They do have Blinks, though. Hanskin, he has Blink Dagger with Limp, so they have the opportunity to get the jumps. It's just going to have to... They're gonna have to get those perfect initiations once this fast BKB is online.
Sure, yeah. If Lim can get some sort of big multi-hero Burrow Strike, it's gonna be off to a great start. Nigma smoking up, but they come in for the low ground. Miracle's gonna jump in straight away, but Lim's in with the counterplay. Comes in with the two-man Burrow Strike. Continues to back off, though. Alliance, they don't want to fight here. But the catch, though, the stop point of the two. Miracle zipping it over towards F4. Miracle getting away, but he zips off to the safety of the side. And Lim, he's gonna be the first to fall as ILTW and Mind Control come in with the magic immunity. They run down the Sand King, and now without their mid, Alliance hasn't really got a fight to take anymore. They've got to back off. Miracle, he's not going to let them. Straight in, over the mid lane, straight over towards Hans King, catches another. As Alliance, they've got it. I mean, S4's got to be careful. If Miracle gets enough mana, he may go for more here. S4.
Mind Control's ready to go, too.
Yeah, S4's running back into them. This is pretty bold of him. As Nigma's going to be very ready to fight. As S4, he's also dead on top of it all. Feels like a little bit of an unnecessary loss there at the end of that fight, as S4 didn't, he could have left.
He pulled them away from the tower, though, at the very least. I
guess.
But yeah,
the tower's still going down.
They're still going to be able to take it down. So yeah, a bit of an unnecessary death there maybe at the end, as Nigma, they just show up with all five. But Mind Control just puts the spirit on the back lines and the supports, and they can't blink. He's too scared. Hanskin, they have perfect vision of where the Lion is, so then Miracle has freedom to be able to jump in. They got him low. They did get Miracle a bit low, but yeah, we're going to see some problems definitely coming in if this is all this magic.
It's just so hard, yeah, with Nigma's itemization. For Alliance to find an opening to get the fights, they've got to find the pickoffs. They've got to somehow make a move, catch Nigma when they least expect it. Because in these full team fights, as long as Nigma can press the BKBs, Alliance are going to have a tough time in the battles.
Nigma, they smoke again. A second smoke in the last minute and a half. They're ready. They're ready for it to come to them.
There we go, Len
at the ward.
The jump, Nico Baby's going to lead in straight away onto RTW. They're going to forward burst, they're going to have to take him down. RTW getting one, they'll take him out. They bring down the gyrocopter, but now Miracle is ready to turn. Looks over towards FNG, they'll take two down in response, but GH will also fall. S4 the Chakram finishes off Kuroki. Now Miracle is going to look towards S4 because he's got the burst to take down Miracle. Miracle still up on the cliff, he's run out of mana. Miracle and S4, he's got him with the Chakram running him down. Miracle control. He's trying to juke it out. He might have to deny himself to Roche here. All right, he's got enough mana left. He's actually going to be able to juke S4. And he's getting away here. Has S4 got anything else to catch this? Oh, chain a little short there.
That's right.
Over here now. It's a good chain. And they have. He tries his best to run Miracle, but Alliance this time round, they're able to chase him out, get the kills. And all off to just an excellent start. Everything thrown down onto ILTW. They are able to burst the gyro before the fight begins.
They have everything together at the same time. The triple blinks.
Oh, they go for more here.
Mind Control.
He steps up to the wave, but limps straight in with the Burrow Strike. The Mortimer's Kisses are coming down. Mind Control is going to go down as well. Alliance.
Nice.
I mean, this is exactly what they have to do. They can't pass up on any of these opportunities, these little slip-ups that Nigma give them. And they're not. Alliance hitting back hard.
And that was without Finger, too. They'd used it in the last fight previously, so they actually bursted him just because the triple blinks. The Ring King is actually able to get on top of his Blink Dagger and get the follow-up. And maybe more.
Should be around. Here's the back door. Has got back up. ILTW and GH turn up. Now's the time for Alliance to start backing away.
Miracle's jumping far.
He's able to grab here. He's going to turn over towards S4. See if they've got enough damage with the four of them. S4, another Timber Chain, he's out. The impetus, it's enough damage. Kuro gets it for the distance, but there's the counterplay from Alliance. They jump in, they've got the stones on the Miracle. As they bring down the Storm, see if Limp can get his way out of this. As they've got the detection down, Limp will die for his efforts. Got to trade between the mids at the end of it all.
Miracle respawns and just dies immediately, though. That can't feel good for the Storm. As we said, lots of stuns that he does have to watch out for. And that Blink, definitely an excellent purchase from Nico, baby. It's gotten him some pretty big kills. Now they will lose that mid tower, Nigma.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
AlcodeTV.
So they are looking for more.
See what he can find around here. Heading into the triangle. Alliance is away. Alliance, you know, it's sort of the lack of the two beefy heroes, the Timbersaw and the Sand King. Not quite ready to jump, but you can bet as soon as they're back in the game, Limp and S4 will be ready to go. Now having a mech finished on GH.
That's gonna make things a little bit more complicated. I actually thought in the last fight, I was gonna say it too, like they have to get on top of GH so he doesn't get all these heals off, but they actually had enough damage. Now, this might be the difference here. He also has a regen in the bottle. If they don't focus onto GH, things could be pretty disastrous. But they've been doing a great job, Alliance, of focusing on the targets that they need to.
Yeah. If they don't manage to sort of eliminate or get the Gyre out of the fight at the start, you know, it's just one of those cases. You know, if RTW compresses spells, get the flat cannon hits out, it's just so much damage. Alliance have got to somehow make the jump onto him.
Oh, interesting. Okay, my control's actually got a Blink queued up, but I was wondering if he just goes for the shard, because it's kind of like the same things that you can do, get on top of it and apply your
Oh, that's true, actually.
armor. But it's a different approach. This is what people used to do before the shard was introduced, and you know, you can still do kind of similar tricks, and you can blink onto your spirit, instantly get the damage.
Yeah,
I think he might just still go with the shard, but
well, we'll see. But you're right. The blink gives you more options and allows for sort of more mind games, whereas the shard's going to be a bit more telegraphed exactly where you're heading.
yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see which way he wants to go. Might turn on the next fight. See ya.
See ya.
That's one way to find out who's on the high ground.
I like this board too. Deep ward placed by Alliance to kind of just cover the whole area. It's tough to be able to claim these triangles too, and especially when you're versus like IO Gyro and ET. That's a bit of a tough thing to do, but Alliance could have control of that for some good amount of time. Now the Ion Gyro probably going to swing over, clear over Ancients, but Alliance keeping this game very close. We have pretty much no doubt.
Absolutely.
Experience is the same thing. Okay, experience.
Oh, man. Hang on, come on, LTW. Let's see if they can burst him. He's pretty tanky and he's got the protection of GH. GH taking him out to the side. Now Miracle's going in with the zip. Grabs Nico Baby, and Nico Baby needs help. He needs backup. Cooldown coming out. And Nico Baby will fall the once. Stars on the S4. S4 trying to get away, but they've got the control. They've got the damage as well. S4 and Nico Baby getting destroyed on the front lines of the fight.
FNG.
Caught him with the storm.
Kept his channeling of his.
I mean, he did. He was just sort of shooting them back towards. Yeah, he was just letting them go. Maybe his stop key was broken.
Sure
He just was like, well, I've cast it. Oh, I might as well do the full duration. But yeah, we have it here again. Yeah, quick move onto Nico, but they just couldn't quite save him. With the BKBs popped by Miracle, there's nothing to get this storm off him. And then S4 just not able to chain him by time. He'll see FNG. He turns around. He's like, well, I might as well keep doing it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, okay.
Oh, look at the pretty orange blobs. Oh no, I'm dead.
It looks like he tried to turn around, but yeah, I just didn't stop it or something. But he does die, and now Roche, Miracle, he doesn't just have the BKB, he also has an Aegis to make these dives quite a bit easier. And Nico Baby's still showing a lot of vulnerability. Sure, he's got this good damage physical, but he's very vulnerable if they can actually take him out.
Yeah, they can burst him.
Quite easy, yeah.
They're going to be out.
Splitter.
Yeah, I mean,
Timing is really nice, actually, with the way it works now with Reincarnate. You actually can just drop it right on top and it'll connect.
That's true, actually. Mind control doing the maths. In that timing, bang on. And yeah, we're just seeing, you know, obviously RTW is the Gyro with his build up and the backup of GH. It's just so much harder for Alliance to do anything about the Gyro at the start of the fight compared to what Nigma have to do in terms of bringing down Nico Baby's Wraith King.
Yeah, their damage on Alliance, it can increase for where the Wraith King, right? The Wraith King damage is going to increase, the Lion damage will increase a little bit, but it's very static for the most part, right? That Sand King and Timber, their damage is going to get released, and then if the heal comes out, their damage is going to be, that's kind of going to be it. So these long duration team fights for Nigma are going to be much better than that for Alliance. Alliance just needs to pop a hero right away and then just steamroll over. As Nigma, they're looking for the hunt, looking for the fight.
Dire's bottom tower is under
See what we can get here. Alliance, just the three of them down here. Probably do their best to get out of it. They will Nico Baby away. West 4. S4 should be fine. No catch for him. And Hansken, he's chilling. He's still got his TP. He'll be out and away, looking to rejoin the rest of the gang up top.
Tribute.
They just have to, now it's just baby, I think it's mode babysit Nico, baby. Have to play really close around him until he does finish up his own BKB. As Nigma's on the hunt.
I mean, Miracle's in. He's ready to start off some action here. They're going to bring in AlcodeTV as well. They surround Limb. Limb stops to the side of the burst. There's a missile heading his way. They get the finger off on the GH. They bring down the eye, but the gloves Limb. And AlcodeTV is still pretty much at full HP. Miracle ready to lead it over towards Nico, baby, but they keep him alive. Protect that reincarnate. With the Glimmer Cape and the Solar, he's out. He's safe.
Actually, assassinate. Actually getting GH there almost. They will lose Limp though. But GH, he thought the fight was going to continue. He actually buys back. That could hurt them later on.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
See what more they do with this now. 40 seconds, no Limp.
Radiant's middle tower
Nigma
is
ready to
under
bring the
attack.
push down the mid lane. Alliance unlikely to try and fight without their Sand King.
Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's middle
No,
tower
they need
is
all
under
the damage
attack.
they can get to be able to bring down this big gyrocopter. And it is still, they're still playing into
Radiant
ages. So it's
structures
not a
are
fight that they want to take
fortified.
by any means. Storm, just clean up afterwards. Level 18 on Storm, level 18 on Gyro. GH also almost level 18. I think all the heroes on the side of Nigma are very similar levels as they've been playing together as a unit.
Dire are scanning.
A slight 4K lead now for Nigma, but as we say, it's not an easy game for Alliance to play from behind.
It looks like AlcodeTV actually finishes Mjolnir. There's a lot of little small damage instances this game, right? The Chakram, the Sandstorm, even the Radiance ticks everything. So it seems like he just wants to have a little bit more damage because of all that. Yeah, I saw he had Satana queued up, which would have been obviously incredible to protect him.
FNG! Oh, he heads up to the high ground, but it's a bit of a bait. Miracle's going to get jumped as soon as he goes for FNG. That's the Aegis God. And Alliance do it a second time. AlcodeTV getting imported by GH. Choker off the side. Nico maybe falling quick. He's going to go down once. Limp's going to fall. Limp down for a full minute. As they're going to look to try and take Nico baby down a second time as he comes back with a second life. He is able to make the jump, or at least get back up to the high ground.
Well, that's a gem. I think they just purchased that not too long ago. So the little bit of vision that they do have is going to be taken away. As they relocate right into the middle of everybody. That's how confident Nigma is in their team fight at the moment. It really is so much damage, though. The ET Spirit with these two heroes, with Gyro and Storm, like they evaporate heroes. Limp is looking quite fragile, even though he's built so much like plus armor, which is one of the things you always want to do versus ET. Dragon Scale and Platemare doesn't matter. Magic damage is just overwhelming.
Yeah, at this point they just don't have nearly enough team fight to match that of Nigma's.
They need the dream situations. They need to get insta-kill. They need to get the full chain.
They go in.
One here on get numbers.
They're looking for Kuro. Miracle. He might look to set up for the turnaround here. They're moving on to S4. S4 he is tanky and he's going to be saved. Another Glimmer Cape usage gets S4 out of there. They'll lay down the kisses, see if they can run down something. Now turn up towards Kuroki. Kuro. He will fall. They've got the burst to take him out. Miracle thinking about going back in, but Limp, he's never get the jump. He's in with the burst strike on the Miracle. Miracle puts the BKB, thinks about fighting, but decides against it. A little on the mana, so he zips back to safety.
That was a little scary there for the Storm. Miracle playing his hand.
Yeah, good attempt by Alliance to really force something there and get Kuro, but Core's able to get out very close, yeah. They're nearly being able to find that jump onto Miracle and taking him down in time.
They recovered their gem. That was
They did with that, yeah.
That's a big one. Okay, that's nice.
See what the move's going to be from Nigma next, as those side lane tier 2s most certainly going to be the goal for them here. Go Saber done.
They got that long death out of the way for GH now too.
Mid. They got the chain stun. They got the finger. Ow! Ooh, they're going to be able to take him. GH tries to get him out in time.
His dead body's there. He got him out, but he died as it happened.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And now they're going to get GH as well. Or maybe not. GH tries to tether across to Kuro. He's not going to live through this. Surely not. They've got the stun. They've got the burst. They take down GH as well. Also able to control Kuro by the looks of it. As S4 has the damage, blocking off his escape. Kuro will fall. Alliance finding 3. This time around, getting that jump onto Miracle.
Definitely tip him. They knew his BKB was still on cooldown. Limp with a nice heads-up move, recognizing that with his team.
Yeah.
At tier 2, and they've got some time.
They do, yeah, this is a
Dire's
decent
middle tower has
window.
fallen.
There's 3 dead. It's not an easy game for Alliance, but Alliance finding these sort of jumps, punishing Nigma's misplays, and now they're going to look to make the commitment over towards Mind Control. Kuro's going to come in with the buyback. He's got the Spirit buff helping him out. Mind Control trying to run in. He's going to be able to take down Hanske. He turns, gets a few punches in as well onto Nico, baby. RTW's ready to run them down. Alliance have got to disengage safely here.
Top tower is under attack.
That's 4.
Still on S4.
They've got the damage to get him. Missiles in. Well, with Mind Control nearby, they certainly have.
Here I am.
There's Nigma.
Gotta be careful.
Yeah, they'll hit back here at Alliance. I mean, Alliance, it seemed like a good jump. They see Mind Control, but it's a hard kill when you're diving in as deep as you were for him in that base. Well, we'll see again this death.
His spirit came back too. That's the thing. So you see this guy? Yeah, this was a reload death. But Mind Control, he has the spirit was returning to him as they jumped.
Yeah.
He was actually hexed, but he was hexed in a BKB. So he was magic immune. They couldn't actually chain stun him or anything. He just walks right past. Plus 528 damage. Easy.
Look at the kisses. FNG trying to push back Nigma. 30 seconds now, S4. He has got buyback if he sees an opportunity to get a team fight going. Limp ready with a potential epicenter jump.
Satanic now on ILTW. A lot more healing coming into play. Even when he's not attacking. Hopefully that dispel might be as
Nico, baby, he's going to be the one to get jumped. Mike drops in on him. Already able to take him down to 5. Half HP, licks him with the 2-man burst. Jumping over on GH. Nico, baby, trying to focus down the aisle. Gets the rate fire blast out. He really wants to kill GH, but Kuro with the body blocks stops him from being able to do so. They've lost Handscan. They'll lose Limp as Miracle commits it over towards the Sand King. Both 2 have buybacks available. They may need to use them as Nico Baby's going to go down the ones. They're looking to move in Nick, but take him down a second time. They won't quite be able to do so. Nico Baby's able to get back to the fountain. He will live, but they've had to use 2 buybacks for this alliance. Can they get any kills out of it? They'll look towards RTW Lim. He's going to jump back in, but he's been silenced. He's up in the air with the yachts. Has he got anything else to get him away? He's trying to head back, but the slow's there from Kuro. Mike shot him with the punches, but Nigma, they'll step back. Alliance, they've got the full 5-man up. Nico Baby tries for the lead in onto Kuro. A lovely 3-man stun lined up there by Hanskin and S4. He's trying to get in on the backlines, but it's so much magical damage. S4 just gets beaten down by Mind Control and RTW. And in Mind Control, he's not done yet. He's up to the high ground. See if they can find more out of this. SMG trying to turn up towards Kuro. Nico Baby in for the big hit. They'll be able to bring down Kuro, but look at the speed that Nico Baby falls into the damage of RTW. He's got reincarnate back up, so he's ready for a second round. Mind Control holding back S4 with the stomp, and Mind Control is ready to jump straight over towards Limp. He's got Pyro Strike up. He's out to the side, but RTW is chasing him down. Have they got any detection? Limp's into the trees, in the sandstorm. He's able to get the blink away. Limp will live, but Nico Baby, he's still stuck at the front line, but he's happily sat next to Miracle. Brings down the storm. That's Miracle and Kuro down for over a minute. Alliance, they're not done with the chase. S4 leading out of the base.
Dire are scanning.
See what they can get here. ILTW and GH on the retreat. GH has got a relocate available, but Nico Baby's in with the control. They bring down the IO. GH is out. That's the 3rd dead on Nigma. And S4, he's continuing to run down ILTW, but the BKB and the TP is up. So ILTW makes it away, but Alliance with a ferocious defense.
Oh, and I'm loving the tipping action between Miracle and Limp right now this game. Every time one of them catches the other, they are instantly thrown the tip. And now with this alliance, they actually set up for a Roche, and it's got the shard. That's going to be nice if S4 picks it up if you would like to, for that flamethrower, if they want that.
Big fight coming out.
With the sustain, like ILTW is an absolute beast. With the Satanic, with all the statuses that's with GH IO behind him, it's still a bit of a tough cookie for them to crack. So this is going to be a fortunate thing that they get.
It's cool. Mind Control off to the side. They're bringing Nico Baby over. They're going to have the burst. They're going to be able to take down Mind Control as well.
Ponskin. What a play.
Very, very nicely done here. Alliance, they should have no trouble finishing off this Roshan, which they do need, of course, work from everything. They did have to commit 3 buybacks for that defense. They did still end up losing the mid-rack, so damage still done by Nigma. But Alliance definitely able to show that they can still bring a fight despite being down at the moment.
Still hard fights though, as we know. Miracle and a couple of these two, like, and especially in that last one, he actually just zipped to his death using his whole mana pool. Miracle definitely has to be a little bit more careful. He has 5 deaths now to his name. Still, fights are hard. This gyrocopter is still a tough cookie for them to crack. They're killing almost everybody else, but ILTW is still such a beast.
For sure. And Nigma's going to be sure to bring the action immediately as soon as they're all back up. As they're going to say, you know, you can hold your base with the buybacks. Now you've not got them. You know, is the Aegis and Cheese going to be enough to allow Alliance to do what they just did again?
I don't know if they have this damage for ILTW. Like the physical damage is just not really there. They've got all this magic, but we see how much he's able to just lifesteal through. And Nico Baby, I think he's realizing that too. I just saw this queued up. He's got the rapier queued.
Oh,
so maybe
yeah.
really feeling that pressure for himself too.
That's what we want to see. With that rapier, he will be able to follow up on the stuns and will have close to the damage required to take down even the tankier targets like ILTW throughout the duration of the stuns, especially if they can get someone else on top of GH. GH's positioning meaning everything here. The relocate saves could come in at huge.
Smoke on smoke action.
So he's going to get the jump.
Brokey trying to get vision of the fight.
They're trying to...
Wards
yeah.
ready.
Nigma's trying to get all the way round to the back lines. They know that Alliance is posturing behind Nico Baby.
Ooh, a courier coming out too.
I don't know. No, they won't want that. They want something a little bigger here. Nico Baby.
They are then.
Nico Baby's going to be able to turn, get the stun up onto Kuro. Kiss is already coming in from the side. Nigma are able to get in on this. They're trying to make a run straight over towards FNG, over towards the end of it. Miracle's looking for a target. He's going to be able to find live on Lim. He was waiting and ready. Makes the jump over towards Miracle. GH is coming out of the heels, but it's not enough. Miracle goes down, but they lose both supports for Alliance. FNG buys back immediately, but Hanskin's out of the game. Nico Baby trying to fight back. The jump, Lim, he's in with the first strike. The upset with the BKB and the life still there for RTW, taking back up to full HP. Lim's got to run. He's trying to get out of here with the ghost step to Nigma. They'll look over towards S4. FNG back in action. Second life for Nico Baby ready to go as he crits down another. Takes out mind control. And GH and RTW, they're coming in with a clean up. Can they take the rest of them down? Another kill for RTW. S4 trying to get an angle over towards GH, but GH able to dodge the chakra and tethers over towards the wave. RTW pushing back S4 with the rocket barrage. Limp, he's got a missile heading his way. They just can't quite do anything about the Jara. They've managed to take down 3 again, Alliance. But ILTW just still a target that they're having to almost ignore in these fights.
Miracle just gets completely chased them again. GH heals him, but it's really just this Gyro. They have to make sure that they kill the Elder Titan too, because if they ignore him, the Gyro's just going to kill them all because of that aura. So they're focusing the right targets on Alliance. It's just ILTW is too big right now, especially if they can't take out GH.
Full MKB on ILTW for the next fight as well, so... Whereas in that fight, we did see some of the lines staying alive as low as they were. Next time around, they're probably going to get pushed over the edge by the damage output of this gyrocopter.
Damage from S4 in that fight was pretty crazy too. His new flamethrower coming into play with all this magic amp. It hurts whenever he's able to stick on these targets without the BKB. And Miracle he does have to be careful. Like, he's really starting to fall behind. Now, time and time again, he's got 6 deaths. It's really, like you said, Gyro versus the world. They are still scaling on Alliance. Storm is not really scaling that much.
Just some excellent patience from Alliance, always making sure, and normally is Limp really getting that initial burrow strike onto Miracle.
Yep. Hanskin was so quick too. Just they were both like, everyone was on page of who got jumped. Like, the communication from Alliance in that fight must have been so good. Because Hanskin gets jumped, like, this is such a chaotic fight for Alliance, but somehow they make the quick call to just like protect the Lion, protect the 2 supports with that Sand King. Some excellent fights coming out from them still.
Oh, I see some insane CS there by ILTW. 679 at 40 minutes, 825 GPM. Pretty crazy indeed as well. We'll see this last fight again. You know, Nigma trying to get that favorable position on the high ground, and does allow them to just keep RTW in a spot where the Alliance are never really able to get the jump on him. And do make the smart moves.
Just so patient. He's
waiting for Miracle.
Chilling, waiting for Miracle, and bam. Yeah, gets it. And Hanskin's Aeon Disc procs at like the perfect time for him to get the chain stun too with FNG as well. It's nice. Very nicely done by Alliance.
Yeah, and if anything, Alliance, even though they don't kill the Jar, able to sort of ease in and out one by one to make sure that ILTW himself never could quite finish off some of these kills. You know, Limp able to kite him out. Nico Baby able to come in with a second life and not quite be able to be found immediately.
No, Limp doing God's work, really. Triple stun there at the end too, being able to clean up mind control. And yeah, it's target priorities, right? They're leaving that Gyro so they can kite him around, taking care of that buff up of the Elder Titan in particular and the Storm. So yeah, just still really good fights from Alliance. Just need to solve the Gyro problem
for sure. And I just saw there as well. Of course, that last fight was actually done with. You know, RTW, he didn't even have a single component of the MKB picked up. So that was a fight where the Gyro was, you know, effectively fighting without 6k gold spent. And now he's got it spent.
You know,
He did, sure,
actually
now
has
he's not got the
backpack and
boost.
boots,
Sure.
And he was getting kited already, so maybe this could cause its own problems.
Sure, but yeah. I mean, we'll see. I mean, obviously, it's not. They've got to play smart with like the glimmers and such. You know, these flak hits will catch them from a mile off.
Go. And they still got their gem, right? I think FNG somehow recovered it in the end of everything there, so they will at least be able to have some protection and good control, at least with their wards at the moment, as they still do have 3 pretty solid wards out on the map. It's going to give them some good information. While Nigma, they got no wards. They got no info.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
LTW, okay,
attack.
he dropped his treads, his courier coming. I was like, he left his treads, oh no.
Should potentially have the rapier for the next fight, Nico, baby.
Oh, baby. And he did get a penta
Radiant's
edge.
bottom tower
Yeah, that's
is
Nice
under
big
attack.
damage increase.
And Relic picked up, so he's committed. He's committed. He's not going to worry about any buyback this game. He knows he has
Who
to
else
go
has it?
full in. Get this rapier done.
Timeless Relic up on the Storm Spirit. They're coming into his bags in. He has an illusion escape at the moment. Enigma, they're forcing reaction.
Radiant's
Look how quick they kill this building too.
I mean, yeah, the pressure's on for Nico, baby, to get this item finished up and get back to base. He's about 200 gold short of the rapier. He just needs a camp or so more. And it's going to mean this Rax is probably going to go down without defense. They're waiting until Nico, baby, has the rapier. They don't want to try and take any chances without it. So they'll let the bottom Rax go. Nigma able to get another objective. Next time round, though, they'll bring the fight. Rapier done on the Wraith King.
Maybe they can actually focus fire LTW if they throw absolutely everything onto him with a Wraith King with that 2-second cooldown mortal strike.
Yeah,
Rapier
it's gonna hurt.
Are
Maybe
scanning.
they'll have enough this time. They're gonna smoke. S4 also with a new BKB at the ready.
See what? Oh, if they RTW straying a little bit away from the team. He heads over towards this rune. They get the jump hands, Ken. He's got the Hex. They know it's a little too far away. They can't follow up anything else onto that. They know that by the time they did, the rest of Nigma would be there to back RTW up.
They need to do it so perfect if they're going to go for those type play. It needs to be all 5 heroes at the same time beating on the gyro, and they have to know where the IO is. GH hiding himself on the side.
I mean, they're still looking for this, but now Nigma's a little tighter together. They're right behind IO2W, so it's no longer an easy move to make right now. Nigma's going to expect it if they do.
Miracle has to push out top though, so he will do that.
Dire's
Let's see if
top
Alliance is
tower
able to
is
catch
under
anything as
attack.
they are smoked looking for what they can. Shiva's also finished on limp, so healing reduction now coming into play.
And they'll show, you know, so that, I mean, Nigma's going to be fully aware of this item done on Nico, baby, so they'll be able to take the extra precautions.
Yep. And ILTW, he's got his next item finished up. He can actually consume his Aghanims and start to pick something up. Maybe put his treads back in his bag soon, so he can at least have that extra movement speed for the time being till that next big item.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, I feel like at this stage he's probably not going to die. He could afford to eat his axe and get a rapier himself, right?
Oh, maybe.
Does
But
he need
also, like,
anything else?
The fact that there's no, he could just get butterfly, and then there's no true strike.
That's
Like,
true,
he can
there is,
never
yeah.
kill him, so I think that's probably the best if he wants to go.
Yeah, you're
for
right.
it.
Actually. But butterfly would be the sensible rapier. That would be the, you know, that's when we're happy to see. But we'll see what route RTW wants to go in that final swap.
Alliance. Waiting on the high ground.
I mean, they're still
for one of these squishies.
Someone's got to make the call. They're going to try. Nico Baby's in. See if they've got enough damage to take down RTW. Have they got enough for the rapier? They do. They bring down RTW. Nico Baby ready to charge over towards GH. As S4 Nico Baby push back the IO. GH will get taken out by S4. Over to the side. Lifts it with a jump onto Kuroki. Kuroki, he'll also fall. As Alliance, they make the move. And the rapier pickup is doing it.
And they did it perfect. Just they waited till the perfect opportunity. They waited so long. They waited like 2 minutes to find that opportunity for everyone to get on him. They do it. 3 heroes dead. Scouting out the Roche. We're going to find out in about 5 seconds how long that is. They're going to push their side lanes.
See again, just this initial move, big crits coming out, 1700 on the crit there from Nico Baby each time, every few seconds or so, and it's enough. There's nothing they can do to protect ILTW against that jump, and with the gyro gone, it all falls apart there for Nigma.
It's up to mind control now to kind of stall it out. They do still have to be careful, as we did see what he could do before. A little bit harder now into Rapier. They're actually going to use one of their buyouts. Miracle, clear the wave. Not going to use the TP.
And Nico Baby did that whole fight with one hand off the keyboard. Very skilled player. 8, 3 and 16. He's doing it. He's keeping it cool, Nico, baby. And he's close to having the upgraded blink as well. Of course, you got a rapier. You can live this life of luxury where you're not saving for buybacks. You're spending up this money. You're going all in.
Damn right. Level 27 now, too. It's timeless relic, on Hanskin. I think this is going to be a pretty big one. Just to that little bit of extra control that they're going to get from this. It's going to be pretty huge every time.
This as well, 30 to 30, 45 minutes in, just a 1k gold difference.
Yep. And AlcodeTV, he's queued up his next item, so it's going to be Lincoln. So he wants to protect himself so he can get BTB. All right. That's a good safe move.
Oh, and they oh my god. Wow. I don't remember Bambi being that brutal.
Mortal strike.
Yeah. Now Nigma there, without the captain. You know, what do they do now? You know, they're going to get away. I don't think they're going to do anything once they're a man down.
Storm Force, double damage.
It's scary. It really is. There's all this damage and control that Alliance have shown now. Nigma have to give it the respect. Oh, S4.
Oh, hello, GH. Oh,
yeah.
What's going on here? GH is dead. The BKB, Nico Baby's going to come in onto a big ass splitter comes out there. Nico Baby hasn't got the damage. In with the finger, helping out. It's not enough. They'll finally take him out. Nico Baby's going to fall. Once it doesn't matter, he's got reincarnate, ready to go. Miracle. Ball winding up to the high ground and away. Limb. He's heading back over, smoked up with the buyback, ready to close back in and maybe see if Elias can turn things around. GH is dead for 90 seconds. And AlcodeTV had to buy back for this fight. So now Nigma are in a situation where they're in the worst position when it comes to buybacks.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And they still haven't been able to even finish up. Now AlcodeTV is like, all right, now he's got to go for his own rapier.
He has to. Get that rapier.
Coming into play like so hard. Like the Shiva's healing reduction was huge in that last fight. Just that little bit of extra where you can see the Wraith King actually able to stand toe to toe versus the gyro. That's everything, and bam, there we go.
There we go. Right, he's got it done.
MKB, how long did he have MKB for? Not very long, is he?
What did he say?
Now.
He sold his MKB for it.
Sure did.
All right, I mean, he's not going to have any true strike against what the Radiance missile. I think he's going to BKB, so he's not caring too much about the evasion.
Another Roche?
It is. Alliance.
Free blessing. Limp, perhaps.
Who's taking that? It's got the limp, right? Or is it? No, Nico Baby. All right.
It. All right, they want the Wraith.
I like it.
He can save his rapier then.
Yeah. No, he can. No, he absolutely can. I mean, you said already yourself, right? They don't really have too many stuns, too many TP cancels. The reality of it is, if it is a terrible fight, he's probably going to be able to TP out as the Wraith form, and they might not actually have anything left to stop him from TPing away.
It's definitely.
Yeah. He's got a DD rune.
He's got a DD.
You better run. You better hide.
S4 nearly having a full hex as well, starting to get some big items on top of it all for Alliance. And Nigma, they're spooked.
They are. They've got to sit on the high ground here. If they get jumped by this Wraith King, they will crumble.
Over here now.
Miracle's just, he's really been having a rough one. It's all this chain stun. He's died so many times. It's given this great window for Alliance to come back in this game so hard that they're now just quite significantly in the lead, even though they have a 2-rax disadvantage. So now the next thing Alliance does have to watch out for is relocating players. I think
They're going to get a jump on. He pops the BKB, tries to stand his ground against Nico. Maybe Nico makes a spin with the BKB as well. Miracle, he's trying to focus down S4, but S4's able to get the heal off. Back up to full HP. Kuro, he's going to get left outside of the base. They're trying to get him back to safety. A big deep timber chain from S4 comes out as he moves straight up into the base. They jump forward. Mind control turns over towards Lim. Lim keeping himself alive, but the Yule's going to get out in time. Lim still alive, but the impetus will find him. They bring down Lim the Voids. Nico maybe getting beaten down by mind control. The reincarnation will be popped. But AlcodeTV, he's dead. He's out. He's gone for 2 minutes. Nigma just down to the last 3 to hold this as Nico Baby, he's dual wielding.
Oh my god. And I think they can just keep going. They should know that there's no
there's no buyback.
And they should just be able to go in.
They know there's no buyback on the gyro. No buyback because of the timing. They saw him do it before. They know he's not going to have it for a good amount of time.
They're going to pause.
Oh.
What's going on here?
What does that mean?
I don't know. 1 second, maybe?
1 second? Okay, yeah, probably. 1 second. Or maybe 1 minute. We'll see. Maybe 1 hour. Maybe 1 day. Or maybe 1 year. We don't know.
Well, they don't need that much time here. As they've got a big window here now to.
I mean, we'll see this again.
That damage is just insane. And the relocate. Actually puts the gyro into a rough position. Miracle can't quite finish off S4. I think that's the biggest thing to see. The splitter comes right after he gets the cheese off, so he's able to full heal, and then they have to just reset. And GH, we're watching this relocate.
Sure.
He brings ILTW back outside.
Hey, we're back in action.
We're back.
Miracle's trying to clear out the mid to get all the creeps. He did right.
Yeah, but they can go through backdoor.
Oh, they do. Oh, goodness, they're on a Microtron. Microtron's got to run. You better stay with the relocate. Miracle in and out again. Trying to slow down the push. They get the range racks. Backdoor protection has kicked in. You're right with this double rapier. That's a lot of damage from the Wraith King. And the creeps, they're coming in. It's still going to be a full minute, no gyro for the defense.
S4 starts to burn the bottom tower as well. Lifts the wave to make sure Miracle can't actually come.
One step back. They've got the jump on Miracle. He miscalculated. He didn't have enough mana to get back home. Miracle's dead.
That's game.
He's got a buyback. They're going to try their best to continue to defend him, but the tier 4s are starting to go down. He gets the jump over towards FNG. FNG, he is going to die. Oh, maybe not. FNG, he's out. He got the blink call. Wait, oh no, sorry, it's the raid form. The raid form. It doesn't matter though. He's still able to help the team continue to push on. The tier 4s are falling. They're onto the ancient here. Nico Baby's looking to close the game. Microdrone trying to push him off it, but the damage is too high. Nico Baby will look to pick up more kills on the way. Turns over towards Microdrone. He turns back towards the throne. He gets the game. GG is called as a